May I come in, sir?
Please come in.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. Morning, sir.
Please sit down.
Thank you, sir.
Aishwarya. Aishwarya, you see your chair is actually kept at the adequate distance, keeping in mind the COVID protocol. Our board members are vaccinated. I'm sure you are also vaccinated.
Yes, sir.
So you may remove your mask.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Aishwarya, please tell me something about yourself.
So my name is Aishwarya Gangwar. I was born and brought up in Allahabad, and I've completed my post-graduation in chemistry from University of Allahabad in 2018. Since then, I've been preparing for civil services examination.
So since 2018, you've been preparing for civil services.
Yes, sir.
Okay, board members to know that the hobbies of Aishwarya is writing poems, reading, yoga and meditation. Aishwarya, just wanted to know, because you are having optional geography, what is air quality index?
So air quality index is an index which measures the amount of polluting gases like carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxides, so that citizens are aware of the air quality, and also so that it can be monitored and improved on a daily basis.
How many pollutants are there?
So air quality index, I guess there is 6 in air quality index.
Sure about that?
I'm confusing it with some other index as well, I guess.
Okay. Let me give you 3 options: health, infrastructure and education. What should be the priorities of the government when it comes to Uttar Pradesh?
So in case of Uttar Pradesh, the first priority should be the health indicators, because if health is not well, people or children cannot be educated well. The second priority should be education, because UP has the largest population, so it can reap its demographic dividend well if the children are healthy and educated. The third priority should be infrastructure, because after the skill development, after the human development, we will need to employ people and move towards economic growth.
Aishwarya, because you are basically from Uttar Pradesh, and why there is so much of lawlessness in Uttar Pradesh? I'm not talking about Uttar Pradesh, particularly the state obviously has a full majority government right now, but obviously it is of late in news for a variety of reasons. One reason is rampant abuse of power, misrepresentation of women in the legislative assembly. Of course, there are some other reasons. Why? Almost for bad reasons, why Uttar Pradesh is in news, making national headlines every now and then?
Sir, I would say the reason is the lack of human development, because education and health indicators are very poor. If education is imparted, the people would be rational and would indulge less in such activities. Also, since UP is an agricultural state, there is a feudal mindset. People believe in caste and communal issues and religious matters a lot. So all this leads to a lot of violence.
So do you think religion is the opium of mass for Uttar Pradesh?
Yes, sir, it is right now.
Okay, why communalism is rising in Uttar Pradesh?
There are a number of reasons.
Are you sure that communalism is rising in Uttar Pradesh?
Yes, sir. The incidents are increasing day by day. They were actually prevalent earlier also, but because of rise of social media.
How have you come to such conclusions? What data you have taken into account?
So like the recent riots which were seen during the festivals and during Azan of...
Where?
Sir, in Prayagraj, in Kanpur and a number of places.
Okay. But they were being controlled, right?
Yes, sir. They were being controlled, and mainly because of rise of social media, sir, because fake news is circulated very fast. So this can be a reason.
So who is responsible for spreading this?
So people who are not aware about, people who are uneducated and not aware about the essence of religion, the essence of communal harmony, the fundamental duties that the Constitution mandates us to follow.
Sir.
Aishwarya, you are from Prayagraj and your optional is geography.
Yes, sir.
Tell us about Prayagraj.
Sir, it is one of the holiest places in India. It is famous for its Sangam and Kumbh Mela, as it is situated on the confluence of 3 holy rivers, the Ganga, the Yamuna and the Saraswati. Prayagraj has been an important historical center as well since the ancient times. We see Kaushambi Mahajanpad here, and also it was famous for the Prayag assembly which was conducted by King Harsh. There are also inscriptions of Samudragupta and Akbar's fort here. Also in modern times it was the capital of United Provinces of Awadh and Allahabad. So it has been an administrative and historical center and also a religious place.
Do you know about Kumbh Mela?
Sir, Kumbh Mela, actually Mahakumbh, is organized every 12 years because of a myth that goes that when Sagar Manthan was taking place, a few drops of holy nectar fell on some 4 places, and there the Kumbh Mela is celebrated every 12 years.
Aishwarya, there is one question. On the basis of Kumbh Mela, during Kumbh Mela, government expenditure is so high, but still Prayagraj is a economically backward city. Why?
So because the first reason is that during every Kumbh we build infrastructure, but there is no permanent arrangement for this. So permanent arrangement must be made so that that expenditure which can be cancelled out is cancelled out. And secondly, the tourism in Allahabad, actually it has a very high potential, but it is not highlighted very much. There are a number of places, religious and historical places, that have been lying in neglect for years. For example, the Samudra Koop, many people do not even know about it. And then there is Bhita.
You know about Samudragupta?
Samudra Koop, sir, Samudra Koop, Ulta Kila and Samudra Koop.
Okay.
Yes, sir. And then there is Bhita, where Ramji spent his time during his Vanvas. So these places are lying in neglect, which must be renovated and brought to the front.
How we can improve the basic economy of Prayagraj?
Sir, there is
on basis of tourism.
So first of all, we have to renovate and conserve these places. There is a lot of encroachment on the historical sites, so this has to be removed. People should be roped in the tourism sector. We can, like, on the lines of the circuits that the government has made, we can also make tourism circuits in Allahabad, for example.
Is there any role of law and order, security, transportation?
Yes, so there is an issue of communalism a little in certain areas, but I don't think that is a major issue. Transportation could be a problem because there is a lack of connectivity in public transport here. Yes, sir.
Aishwarya, compared to other cities like Delhi, Noida, Bangalore,
yes, sir,
in Prayagraj, there is a job crisis and salaries are very low. Why?
So there is a lack of a lot of industries here, a lot of service sector industries as well. It has been unable to grow as a hub like Noida and Gautam Budh Nagar. So we can actually increase the number of industries because Nani industrial region is here. We can also expand it to other regions as well. Especially the service sector has a lot of potential.
Lack of basic infra?
Yes, sir. Recently, the Eastern corridor is actually passing here. So government is tapping on it that its construction and finalization would increase the number of industries here.
My last question, who was Manbai?
Sir, I'm not aware of it. Sorry, sir.
Know about Khusro Bagh?
Yes, sir. So he was the brother of Aurangzeb, the son of Shah Jahan.
In Khusro Bagh, there is 3 tombs.
She was the sister, or was she the sister of
She was the mother of Khusro.
Achha.
Sir.
Aishwarya, I can see from your DAF that your graduation was in chemistry, right?
Yes, sir.
But you have taken geography as optional. What could be the reason behind that? Why not chemistry?
So first is the interest in the subject. Secondly, it has an administrative perspective which chemistry lacks. It lets me know about the country and the people around me. Thirdly, there is a lot of overlap with the GS subjects, and also there was a lack of immediate guidance for me in chemistry.
Okay, otherwise you have been a good student of chemistry,
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes, sir.
So how do you think that knowledge and background of chemistry adds to your personality overall?
Sir, it gives me a scientific outlook. Also, chemistry is useful in understanding a number of phenomena around us. For example, the global warming, the ocean acidification, the melting of glaciers.
Okay, can you tell us what chemicals do you see around us in this room?
So there's paint. So paint has arsenic and chromium.
The most common chemical composition you can see
So
in
water,
this.
H2O.
water.
Yes, sir. The spirits are ethanol, sir.
And what
Sanitizer.
is used in air conditioners?
Sir, CFCs, chlorofluorocarbons.
Okay. So they are mainly responsible for cooling,
Yes, sir.
CFC.
Sir, yes, sir. They also cause depletion of ozone layer, but
Okay. So do we have some treaties to ban chlorofluorocarbons?
yes, sir. There is
CFCs?
Montreal Protocol, and sir, there is Kyoto
Also, sometime
Protocol.
in police administration, we come to know about, when somebody is arrested while doing some offense. So they said that caught red-handed. Caught red-handed. Why is it called caught red-handed? Is there any chemical involved in this process?
Sir, I'm not aware of it.
No.
No, sir.
You must be aware of first Green Revolution and second Green Revolution.
Yes, sir.
So what are the basic differences?
The first green revolution was based upon fertilizers, pesticides, chemicals, and mechanization. The second green revolution is in the area of UP, Punjab, and Haryana. And the second green revolution is mostly expansion of the green revolution in eastern areas, and also some environment-friendly practices, which can lead to evergreen revolution.
So are we moving from chemicals to what?
Yes, sir. Organic farming
Organic.
and natural farming. Yes, sir.
You must have heard about neem-coated urea.
Yes, sir.
How is it manufactured?
Sir, I'm not aware of the manufacturing process.
Are
but
you aware of biopesticides?
Yes, sir.
So how they are?
So biopesticides are actually, neem is a biopesticide, which natural materials which can kill
Is there
the.
any chemical process involved in it, or it's 100% it's organic?
Sir, there would be chemical processes involved, like fermentation and all. But I'm not very sure about the process.
You may have heard in the heart rates, heart attacks are increasing.
Yes, sir.
Is there any chemical phenomena involved in it?
So there's deposition of cholesterol on the arteries, which leads to atherosclerosis.
So what is the chemical composition of cholesterol?
So cholesterol, sir, I knew, but I'm forgetting it.
Just one question, just tell me what this difference between workforce and labor force?
So workforce is the number of people who are actually working, and labor force is the number of people who are willing to work as well as are actually working. So it involves it includes people who are willing to work as well.
Correct.
Thank you, sir.
Aishwarya, you are also postgraduate from chemistry, right? What is the basic difference between a chemical and a compound?
Sir, a chemical can be a compound as well. Sir, I guess you're asking element and compound.
No, I'm asking chemical and compound, not asking element
Sorry,
and
sir.
compound. What is the difference between chemical and compound? If somebody, maybe child of age 6 years, would be asking you that, please tell me the difference between a chemical and compound, how will you explain it?
A compound is a simple complex which is formed by addition of two elements in a constant proportion. So a compound can be a salt, can be a compound, a sugar can be a compound. Anything which is not pure element is a compound.
And what is chemical?
Chemical is something which has a reactionary value. It can react with other reagents. So that is a chemical,
Okay.
like acids and bases.
Tell me about the US policy of Afghanistan. Critics are saying that it was a failure. Somebody from the US itself said it was a success. How it was a success?
USA has been involved in Afghanistan since a lot of years, and recently in 2020 it withdrew from Afghanistan. So it is a failure because Taliban took over, and there has been a lot of crisis and human rights violation there. It can be said to be a success because there was an ordered withdrawal of the troops, and also the amount of UN cry that was there about the takeover of Taliban, and the amount of human rights violation that would be involved, that was involved in the previous Taliban regime. It is actually less as compared to that, and also Taliban is also involved, is interacting with the world leaders actively. it is also like extending a friendly hand to countries such as India as well as the neighboring countries. So it is showing a friendly attitude as compared to the previous
So
regime.
it was a success, right?
It was not a success, but there are positives as well as negatives. But I guess the negatives outweigh the positives.
Could you enlighten some of the most important challenges that are yet to come for India?
From Afghanistan.
Yeah.
So firstly, there is the spillover of terrorism, which Pakistan supports actively. So this can hamper India's development, especially in the Kashmir region. Secondly, there is a threat of drug trade, which is also increasing in Punjab area. Thirdly, the human rights violation there, and the threat to infrastructure and the investment that India has made over the years, that is also under attack. These are the threats that are impending.
Now, what are the challenges for bureaucracy in Uttar Pradesh?
The challenges for bureaucracy in Uttar Pradesh are, so there's a huge politicization first of all, and there is huge political pressure on the civil servants. Secondly, there is a lot of developmental work that has to take place, and so the role of bureaucracy becomes very important, identifying the areas of development, the backward districts, and the planning and the procedure that should be followed.
One last question, Aishwarya. Suppose you are posted in one of the most backward districts, let's say Siddharth Nagar of Uttar Pradesh. Now, there is the scheme that you felt that it needs to be implemented, and of course that may not be uprightly taken by the local MLA because that may undermine his vote bank. How will you deal with such situation? Now he's constantly threatening you that do not even talk about these schemes and that may undermine my political interest. How will you deal with such situation?
So first of all, I will try to convince him about the need for the schemes. Secondly, if he is not budging from his position, I would try to use the existing schemes and implement them in a very efficient manner so that the benefits they reach to the right beneficiaries.
What about that particular scheme for which he is very rigid? Will you not even talk? Will you bow down to the political pressure in that situation?
No, sir. I can talk to the senior leadership in that case. Firstly, I will try to convince him. Secondly, I would try to convince the senior leaders. Otherwise, I could also rope in the NGOs and civil society organizations to impart some benefits to the people.
Okay, thank you, Aishwarya. Your interview is over. You may go now.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Come in, sir.
Aye. Please sit.
Thank you, sir.
How was your interview, Aishwarya?
I think it was okay.
It was okay? Okay. We believe that it was excellent.
Thank you.
Okay. What went wrong, according to you?
I was a little nervous while speaking.
You were nervous?
A little, yes, sir. I felt that.
How have you come to such conclusions? I mean, of late, we are not of the opinion that you were nervous at all. But however, please.
I was faltering at places. So.
Yeah, there were some of the places in which bit of more organized structuring would rather serve the purpose. But of late, by and large, you were all the fronts. You were excellent.
Thank you, sir.
I mean, the kind of aura that is in your personality is very pleasant. I mean, largely the board will be happy to interact with you. That is the best part. The second part is the moment you don't know the question, you show the tint of integrity in your personality. You directly say, sir, I'll read upon it. That is the best part. And you don't even try about it. That is the part that I personally liked. And in fact, the board members also liked.
Thank you, sir.
One of the board members suggested that a bit of the voice part. If you increase the voice texture a little bit, that would rather help you in conveying your thoughts very clearly.
Okay, sir.
Largely on all the fronts, we are of the opinion that you are going to Academy of Administration for training, right? We are of the opinion, and I'm very sure you are a very bright candidate. The kind of question we almost checked your knowledge on all the front, whether historical, whether international relations, whether dimensions. I mean, we tried to in fact, almost on all the fronts we tried to ask questions, and by and large you were excellent on all the fronts. You are a candidate we believe that you are definitely going to make in one of the higher merit ranks, right? So maintain that. This is the way in which you have to maintain, carry off this performance, and I am of the opinion that you will be doing excellent in the interview.
Thank you
Anything
so much,
you want
sir.
to ask?
Sir, on the hobbies front, sir, what questions could be formed?
I believe that hobbies are, have you mentioned hobbies there?
No, there's no DAF, so
There won't be any hobbies there.
okay,
I believe.
sir.
Mostly what we are what we are going to, the kind of feedback we are getting right now is they are only asking about they have the graduation details and the service preference. So what is your service preference?
Sir, DC, then DSP, then executive officer.
So there may be questions associated with the service preference. Largely on the education front, they have the data of graduation, even they don't have the name also.
Okay,
Right?
sir. Yes, sir.
So have you interacted with any of the fellow aspirant?
No, sir.
So largely we are getting the feedback. So I am of the opinion, even if they are talking about the hobbies and things like that, you could do that. Largely because when it comes to writing poems, reading, so they may ask you to recite some of the poems.
Yes,
Right?
sir, I can do
Prepare.
that.
And of course, about yoga and meditation, how it is different from each other and things like that. What is the relevance of International Solar Alliance, that what we have, and things like that. There could be question related to that. What about the new solar policy of India and things? There could be question in various dimension. However, we are of the opinion that you would be able, you are able to answer on almost on all the fronts. You are able to answer all the questions, right? And you would be doing it wonderfully. You would be tackling the pressure, and you are already there.
Thank you,
Right.
sir. Thank you so
So
much.
there is no point that just maintain that. Your interview is on
1st August.
okay. So by and large, you have how many days? You have 3 days, right? Prepare well.
Sir, on chemistry, should I prepare something more? Like I was unable to answer.
I can
your
suggest only one
questions.
thing, some popular question to be asked in interview. Just Google it and you can
Okay,
find.
sir.
One thing that I personally felt in the slightest sense, that the moment I ask a question, I was asking what is the difference between chemical and compound. You corrected me.
That is wrong.
That is wrong,
Yes, sir.
right? This is the only thing that I wanted to tell you, that do not even try to do that. Now you may confirm it, sir. Is it mixture or no? Don't confirm it. Just ask, sir, is it a chemical and compound? Yes, it is chemical and compound, because that may undermine
Yes, sir.
the
I felt that.
you can say that huge, people are basically from various backgrounds. Bureaucrats are sitting, us retired professors from the universities are sitting. They have the amount of ego that may not be taken, they may not take this statement very lightly.
Yes,
So
sir.
keep that thing in mind, right? And otherwise you are excellent on all the front.
Thank you, sir.
You want to ask anything more?
No, sir. I guess I'm done.
All the best. All the best,
Thank you, sir.
Aishwarya.
Thank you.